PBS Kids, all the educational content you love, now available anytime you want on the new 24/7 PBS Kids channel. All your favorite shows, all day long, and always free. If you watch TV with an antenna, you'll need to rescan your television to get the new PBS Kids channel.
Yeah!
Rescan your television to receive PBS Kids on NPT3, channel 8.3. PBS Kids on NPT3 is made possible by the generous support of
Public art can be more than just beautiful. It can also be functional. Join me as we learn more about the city's bike rack project on this week's Arts Break.
Art is for everyone. It's not just for those who can afford to go to a museum or who can travel to New York or Paris or wherever you might think of art being. It's not an elite sort of activity. We want art to be on the street, and we want you to be able to experience that. We're really excited to be in the third phase of bike racks. We worked with consultants to sort of see where we wish there were bike racks and sort of decide, from there where to put them. And then of course the new Sound Stadium was coming, and they wanted bike racks at the stadium, so we were like, what a better way to have a bike rack than to have public art as well. And then we put out a call to artists who live in Nashville to ask them to submit designs.
The First Tennessee Ballpark informed the entire design solution for this. It's called Ground Ball. I wanted it to be sort of a whimsical public art piece that made people smile, though it was driven by functionality. A ground ball is going to spin. In order to get that correct movement of the spinning of the ball and bring that idea into the design of this bike rack, it was all about the stitching, that the ball is in fact spinning into, ultimately, the catcher's glove. And maybe it'll encourage more people to ride their bikes because traffic is insane.
For more information about bike racks and other public art, visit us online at WNPT.org/arts.
This NPT Arts Break is made possible by the generous support of the Ingram Charitable Fund.
On the next Go.
And that's the view from Janet's Planet.
This Healthy Kids Adventure.
The following program on NPT is made possible by
And now, an NPT parent tip.
Children are becoming more active in organized sports at an earlier age and playing year-round. With this increase, there is greater probability that your child will experience heel pain. The pain can be so severe that it affects both their ability to play and even their desire. Heel pain typically occurs in athletes ages 8 through 15 and is most common in boys. While it can affect both heels, it is more likely to occur in only one. Known as Sever's disease, it is a pediatric overuse condition caused by the growing body. Children often experience growth spurts, and these can cause tension to form from the calves and Achilles tendon. With repeated stresses and strain from overactivity, the heel becomes very painful. The tension from growing muscles exposes the bone in the heel to more impact. This pain will go away as your child matures and passes through the growth cycle. Some things you can do to help decrease the pain include rest from the activity that is causing the most severe pain. Never let your child go barefoot. Wrapping ice in a towel and placing under the child's heel can help too. It is unfortunate that heel pain comes at a critical time in a player's development. However, this is one of those growing pains that active and athletic children endure.
This parent tip is made possible by you.
After a 10-month search, the Nashville Children's Theater has named their new executive artistic director. Join me as we get to know Ernie Nolan on this week's Arts Break.
It's thrilling and so exciting to be here in the city at this time that the city's really exploding. I went to the University of Michigan for my undergraduate training in musical theater, spent some time in New York, and then have been in Chicago the past 15 years. I've been fortunate enough to do a lot of new work in my career and new plays for young audiences. You know, when you think about young audiences, the canon is already so small compared to dramatic literature as a whole. And so I feel really dedicated to create not only new work for young audiences, but new work for those who are underrepresented in the canon as well. Usually with our performances, we're thinking of elementary age students, maybe kindergarten, and I'm hoping to kind of turn that on its head, and we're in the process of starting a Theater for the Very Young program. We're going to open something we're calling the Snuggery, and that will be programming for those 0 to 5. What we're talking about is like an immersive theater experience that's also interactive with a simple story that usually is performed in a small audience. Coming down and being a part of a theater like NCT, what's really been amazing is the number of people who have a memory, who've said, you know, NCT was such an amazing part of my childhood. I have memories. Now I bring my children or my grandchildren. It seems like everybody has a memory. I wanted everyone to feel like the work that we represent on this stage is both a mirror and a reflection of them, as well as a window that maybe we're opening opportunities for people to see something that they usually don't see, whether that is theatrical craft or artistry or a story or a character they haven't thought of before.
In the world, why would dragons love tacos?
For more information, visit us online at WNPT.org/arts.
This NPT Arts Break is made possible by the generous support of the Martha Rivers Ingram Advised Fund of the Community Foundation of Middle Tennessee and a grant from the Tennessee Arts Commission.
This is the Tennessee Channel.
In May 2013, Nashville's new convention center with over 100 pieces of art opened its doors. Join me as we learn more about the Music City Center Art Collection on this week's Arts Break.
The Music City Center is a state-of-the-art convention facility that takes Nashville into the next century and beyond. As far as a hospitality town, the mission was to engage, educate, entertain guests that came into the building, but it was also important that this collection be reflective of who we are as a people at this particular time, and that's what art can do. The scale of this building required large pieces of work, so that certainly was a challenge. Most of the pieces are two-dimensional, unless they are suspended. That was a challenge. Euphony was created by Benjamin Ball and Gaston Nogas from Los Angeles, California. They like to use very familiar objects. Their piece of work is 25 miles of stainless steel chain attached to an 8-foot by 30-foot steel ring beam. The chain drops dramatically, forming a double vortex, and then ascends upward and is reattached to the ring beam. There are some very notable artists in this collection. There are some emerging artists that I think are going to make a significant impact on the art community, not only in the South, but across this country and even international. We like to say that this building is full of surprises around every corner, and even between doors you may find the unexpected. I think you have to see the collection to appreciate the diversity of the collection and how it fits into the building, that it has become part of the architecture.
Fund.
Mission.
Hi, I'm Sarah Gardner. Coming up on America's Heartland, what does it take to succeed when it
Broadcasting.
PBS Kids. Ready, Jet, Go every day at 6:30, 5:30 Central.
PBS Kids on NPT3 is made possible by the generous support of the Dollar General.
Lisa Loeb, and you're watching Nursery Rhyme Parade on NPT. Starlight, Star Bright.
Of the Nissan Foundation.
This is the Tennessee Channel.
Me, Matt Paxton.
Being part of that growth, I just wanted to capture it. I was inspired by Kandinsky as far as like my color palette. I'm very big on color. I like pop art. I like the 90s. So those are colors that they repeat a lot in my murals. The inspiration or the takeaway I want people to be able to grab when they stand in front of my mural is just a personal inspiration and follow whatever goals you have and just take flight at it.
I just hope that the project promotes public art in general in the city. I mean, there's so much concrete and development and cranes going up, but I hope that there's more green space and walkability being included within those areas and places for innovation that public art can create.
For more information about Off the Wall, visit us online at WNPT.org/arts.
This NPT Arts Break is made possible by the generous support of the Martha Rivers Ingram Advised Fund of the Community Foundation of Middle Tennessee and a grant from the Metropolitan Nashville Arts Commission.
PBS Kids Animal Alphabet. O is for owl. Owls live nearly everywhere.